So I'm making Johar dosa. So what I'm doing basically is I'm replacing rice with Johar. So this is Johar. The quantity is I've taken a small cup, 1 cup of urad dal, 1 teaspoon of methi seeds. So urad dal and methi seeds are soaked together. Then this is Johar. This is 4 cups. The same cup, 4 cups you take Johar. And another 1 handful. I've just taken 1 handful, which might be around quarter cup of poha. So poha also is something that I'm going to soak, but how we soak also has a pattern. So Johar needs to be soaked for 6 hours. So I'm going to soak it right now. The methi and urad dal needs to be soaked for 4 hours. So I will soak this 2 hours after I soak the Johar. And the poha or the abala or the rice that we are taking, the beaten rice, needs to be soaked 30 minutes before we grind them. So this will go first, this will go after that, and this will go after that. So 6 hours, 4 hours and 30 minutes, and we are going to grind all these together and ferment it overnight. Okay, so it's around 3 in the afternoon now. I'm going to start soaking the Johar. This is how my idli dosa batter looks in the morning. Nice and fluffed up. Just look at this. Look at the fermentation, and there's so much air there. So this definitely will give me a good idli too. So I will try making an idli, but as of now, let me roll out the dosa and show you how it comes out. And this is the time also to add your salt and sugar. So idli dosa batter is nice with a little of sugar, but yeah, salt again I'm not going to give you a measurement, because please don't use much if you're hypertensive or whatever, but otherwise good 1 or 2 spoons is good. And I'm using just half a spoon of brown sugar. Here I'm using brown sugar, so I'm being very conscious about the products and produce that I use, and then I mix it well. Another tip that when you're mixing your idli and dosa batter, don't be very hard on them, because what happens is it tends to sort of lose its fluffiness. So be very gentle. You have to mix it properly but not mix it hard. So very gently see that all the salt and the sugar gets incorporated very well. So another thing about being mindful is, as far as possible, avoid using a non-stick. So this is my cast iron, the dosa pan. This is not compulsory, but if you can consciously avoid these things, it makes a lot of difference in your food. So I'm using the iron tawa, and what you need to do is, after some time, you just need to grease it. And how do you grease it? Take an onion, cut it this way, use a fork, and just use oil so that it's greased well and your dosa doesn't stick here. So this is how you grease it. Now I'm rolling out the dosa. It's come out well, so it doesn't look like any other texture. It just falls like a rice dosa. So I think we have crossed the first step. And another step to mindful eating also is the ghee. So I make my own ghee at home. Again, it's simple to make. We'll teach you how to make it. Not necessary, but if you could make it, it would be really nice. Or use it from somebody who makes it at home, or you can try making it at home. And and ghee is good for health, but of course in moderation. Much better compared to butter or any other refined oil. So ghee is definitely good for health. Use it and replace it with your oil or whatever, but in moderation. Yeah, so this is cooking up fine. So let's see what happens next. Again, coming to ghee, why I said is, if you've seen, I've used it very much in moderation, few drops of it. So that's perfectly fine for your dosa and for your diet, of course. And here we go, my Johar dosa. I'm having it with the podi and a little of sesame oil, cold pressed sesame oil. The texture is so good. It's better than the normal rice dosa. It's crispy from outside and soft from inside. So I think this is a perfect recipe to replace rice if you want to be mindful and watch out what you're eating. And my grateful. I'm so grateful to Krishnamurti sir for sharing this recipe. You are my guru when it comes to health food, and thank you so much for guiding and leading me all the time.